This video is not sponsored and are my honest thoughts on the upcoming Hoyoverse title, Honkai Nexus Anima. During this closed beta test in July, I played this game thoroughly. I cleared the in-game, I caught as many animas as I could, I tried different team compositions, and most importantly, I asked myself, is this game even worth playing? Which I think is the most important thing to ask yourself when judging a gacha game in 2026. And the reason being is, well, most people play multiple gachas already. Is Honkai Nexus Anima worthy of being in that rotation? I'm going to answer that question today with my review, which will cover both positive things as well as some negative parts. My name is True Evil, and here's the only honest take of Honkai Nexus Anima that you need. First off, this game is a creature collector with auto chess gameplay. Due to that, this game is really refreshing if you are bored of every single mainstream gacha game having gameplay that revolves around switching between 3 or 4 characters in real-time action gameplay. Not only that, but your team is made up of 8 animas and 3 characters called Idoses, which means for at least for the first couple of months, you're going to be using some 3 and 4 star ranked animas instead of just using 5 stars exclusively, which is great because in this game, when you catch an anima you already have, you get duplicates of that anima. One thing that is refreshing about this as well, if you like catching creatures in your creature collector game, you are going to be doing that a lot. And there are shinies in this game too, so even after you have all the animas and all the dupes of those animas, you can still go on that creature collector hunt. We will come back to catching animas later because honestly, one of the biggest criticisms I have from this beta will revolve around this, but let's keep up with that positive energy before going to the negative. Since you are using a team of 8 animas, there are a lot of team composition possibilities compared to any other gacha I've played in recent memory, and the abilities of those animas are really unique. Some have insane crowd control, some can teleport across the map, some are just big chunky boys. But most importantly, there is just so much variety at play. I enjoyed this a lot, and the roguelite in this game, which is called Apex Club, is actually a ton of fun, especially compared to some recent gachas. In Neverness to Everness, for example, their roguelite is called Pink Paws Heist, which is basically doing the same thing over and over. And in Honkai Nexus Anima, no 2 runs of Apex Club are the same. And since it's auto chess, you can play this comfortably on a second monitor or on your phone while playing another game. That's a big thing with this one. This is going to be the most mobile-friendly Hoyoverse game ever in my personal opinion, and I'm a fan of that. If you are someone who wants to play multiple gacha games at once, this is definitely an easy game to pick up that respects your time. In this beta, there was nothing that was considered grindy, dailies are really quick, and then everything else is sort of based on your own playing time and how much you want to put in. You can log in for 2 minutes and just burn your stamina and get your dailies done, or you can play for 10 to 20 minutes doing in-game and bonding, aka catching animas, or you could just do that for hours on end. Super chill. In fact, I really love this, and the graphics are really nice. They are much more improved than the last beta. There's only one negative thing, though, I have to say about this game, and honestly, this is what is going to make or break Honkai Nexus Anima, in my personal opinion. In Hoyo games, we know about weapon banners, and if you're like me, you absolutely hate weapon banners. They are usually just a way to make you cough up more money for characters, but in Honkai Nexus Anima, this is where the weapon banner may cross the line for me. The Idoses are trainers, which you use in the game, and what you pull for on the banner have a signature anima, and that anima is basically a weapon with an anima banner. Now, we don't know specifics about the banner because the game isn't actually out, because, well, as you can read on the screen, this isn't the finished product, and everything is up to change. But right now, there is an anima banner, so I can only assume there is going to be an anima banner when there is an Eidos or trainer banner alongside it. So limited anima banner, limited Eidos banner at the same time. This is going to piss people off because, first off, this game is a creature collector game where you bond with animas in the open world. Having a gacha for the anima sort of ruins that experience of catching those animas. So, if people are playing this because they like games like Pokemon or Pal World and have never experienced a gacha, well, they're going to hate that. What is the point of being a game where you catch creatures if you catch them on a gacha instead of in the open world? Sure, in Pokemon Champions, you catch them through a gacha, but that game was made to be exclusively a competitive multiplayer PvP game for Pokemon VGC tournaments. This is not Honkai Nexus Anima. It is a story game with fun single player modes, not an exclusively sweaty PvP game. Due to that, Hoyoverse really needs to make sure they don't screw up this banner system because honestly, the buffs you get using a signature anima with a trainer make it so that any banner you pull on for a character, you will have to get their signature anima. There is no in between on that. If I lose the 50-50 to the anima after I pulled the character or vice versa, I'm going to be pissed. Like, more mad than any other gacha that has a weapon banner. So basically, I really enjoyed this game, and it could possibly be my favorite Hoyo game of all time, and I would really love to cover this game on the channel when it comes out. The problem, though, is that this game needs to have generous banners to really establish itself. And honestly, I don't see Hoyoverse going into a direction where they have generous banners like a game such as Neverness to Everness. But I might be wrong. And I hope I'm wrong because honestly, I had way more fun than I thought I would playing this. But I have a strong feeling coin flip banners will ruin this game more than any other gacha I can think of. Have any other questions? Feel free to ask in the comments and I'll catch y'all later with another gacha game video.